Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Three Too Many podcast. My name is Brooke and I'm here with my two besties as always, Kari and Aaron. How are you guys doing today?
Hello, I'm good.
Doing good.
Hello. How's your week going so far? What's happening? What's the new goss?
I have no new goss, just 75 hard life. Should we say the episode number? Is this 4? Episode 4?
Yeah, this is episode 4
already.
Let's see how long we can remember what
episode
we're on.
What episode we're on.
I don't think our listeners care.
Mean, the title will tell them. They don't need us to remember.
Yeah, you guys can read. You guys are literate.
It'll be my personal goal to remember.
Okay.
Actually, that is a good goal for you, Aaron.
Aaron loves challenges.
Remember what episode we're on and what we're talking about today. That's Aaron's goal.
That's my job. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Kari. Go ahead.
Get off your chest.
Brooke's ready to vent.
I'm
take it away.
I'm just like so annoyed. Like I feel like I'm hitting just another wall. I felt like I hit a wall, I don't know, on day 15 of our 75 hard challenge. And now we've hit day 30. And I feel just so exhausted. And yesterday I felt completely different, like I had a lot of energy and I was ready to go and I was running. And then today I had to take 2 walks. I walked outside and then after I was done with my walk, I walked inside just because I felt like I was gonna faint. And maybe because I need to eat more, but oh my God, I don't know. Today just sucked. So I just wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I felt that. Last week was that for me, like all week. Like I couldn't ever catch up with myself and all the stuff that I had to get done. So it's just, you have to fight through it.
Yeah.
You'll get past it.
I got them done though. I got 2 walks done.
Totally. That's what matters.
I don't know, 5 miles today.
That's awesome.
Walk it out.
Yeah, seriously.
Well,
okay, Kari, your turn now.
It keeps freaking snowing in Bemidji, and not that it's sticking, but it was so windy last night. I kept waking up. The wind was so loud, and our apartment is so drafty. I could just hear the wind moving through the apartment and rattling my window, and it was just loud between the buildings, living downtown. So I didn't sleep very well. And it was just really cold today. And it was almost 70 yesterday and felt like summer. But now it's just this Minnesota weather whiplash. So
it always happens. I'm sure we're going to have another blizzard again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's March or almost April.
Yeah, there's always a blizzard in April, I feel like recently, the past few years, I guess. But yeah, who knows what's coming. Winter is coming again.
And I just hope that this weekend, fingers crossed, knock on wood, the weather stays fine, because I'm going solo camping for the first time. And I don't want it to be freezing cold or have it just be wet and snowy all weekend.
Oh, wow. Where are you camping
Are you
at?
so scared?
No,
questions.
Not really. So I'm going camping at Blue Mountain State Park, which is in the southwest corner of Minnesota. And so if you look at a map, it's on the Minnesota side, but right across the border from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
So it's just this nice prairie state park that has bluffs and a herd of buffalo, allegedly. So I'm gonna go buffalo siding. But no, I'm not scared. I mean, I did tell Polly last night, I was I'm actually more nervous about camping in a campground when I know there are other people around than I would probably feel if I was in the middle of nowhere, when I know there's no one else around, because it's almost you never know what creepers are in the campground.
Yeah.
I feel the complete opposite. People make me feel safe.
Bear mace.
I do have bear mace. So I'm going to sleep with it right next to me. Lock my
Don't forget
doors.
to find 2 big sticks for the cougars, like on Parent Trap.
The cougars, yeah. Well, and that's another nice thing is I'm sleeping like camping in my car, not a tent.
Oh,
So
that's
it's like I
nice.
have the added security of like locking my doors, and so I mean I'll be fine. But yeah,
And
it's
how
like
many nights are you doing that?
just 2. Just
Oh, okay.
Friday, Saturday night. And my sister and her family will actually be in Sioux Falls for the weekend. So if anything goes down, they're not far away.
And this
They
is
need to
part
get
of
out.
your 30 things before 30 list.
It
correct?
is. Yeah. I wanted to do a solo camping trip before I turned 30. So I'm
Nice.
crossing it off the list.
How many do you have left?
I don't know. I'll have to look. Not many. Probably fewer than 10.
Wow.
But yeah, I'll really have to get them done before November.
Yeah, it's coming up, lady.
Yeah.
I tried making one of those and I made like listed like 4 things and I was like,
You're
don't
like, I
care.
can't even come up with 30
can't even-
things to do.
I don't care. As long as it's cool shit happens before I'm 30, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I think a lot of cool shit has happened to you, Aaron.
A lot
Yeah.
of cool shit.
It has.
Yeah.
Starting this podcast.
Oh.
30 before 30.
I-
Start
I-
a podcast.
I didn't even know it was on there until I did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Did it.
All because we just took a bunch of shots and we were like, we should record ourselves talking.
If
feel
people
like that's
could
how
hear us right now.
I feel like that's how all podcasts start. Is just everyone's like gets drunk with their friends and they're like, "Oh, we should talk on and record it."
People would love to listen to us
People would love
talk.
it.
I would love it. Well, our main topic, which is really fun, this week is talking about our experience living in Bemidji and going to college at Bemidji State University. Best decision ever.
Hey, maybe this podcast can get on the Alumni Foundation thing. They can post about it.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Or
Bemidji
maybe
State itself could
they
post
can
it.
play it on FM 90.
Oh my God.
Wow, throwback.
Shout out.
Shout out FM 90.
Shout out the college radio station. I love it.
Did you guys actually
So
listen
many
to
good
that?
times. I ran it.
Oops.
Well, not ran it. I had a class where I had to work 2 hours a week doing it.
I was actually a huge fan of the TV show Upside, which was on the college TV station,
KBSU.
which was on KBSU. It was like
Upside?
a scripted TV show that Andrew Dzingel like wrote and put together with his friends and they were all like upperclassmen in the mass comm department. And like my freshman year, I was like, this is hilarious. Like I enjoy watching this show. And then like I started dating John and found out that he's like best friends with Andrew. And I legit was like starstruck. Like when we would hang out with Andrew, I was like, oh my God, I love Upside. You're so funny.
I remember you telling me that because I'm like, yeah, I work with like John, a guy named Andrew. And you were like, oh my God, Andrew's a single. And I was like, yeah, he's my friend.
I still like shout out to Andrew, like to this day. I am like Andrew Dzingel fangirl. Like I subscribe to his newsletter about his music or whatever he does.
Oh yeah, he does like top record reviews or something like that.
Pre-COVID, I saw him at trivia every Monday and he cracks me up. I think he is one of the funniest people ever.
He is.
Love everything he tweets.
God, KBSU, man. Many hours spent at that studio.
Yeah.
For what? I don't know.
For what?
For
Memories.
what?
Beaverbrook.
For the memes.
So that eventually alumni can use their skills and start a podcast, apparently. Or
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
That's right.
Or whatever else. Look
It
at
makes
us now.
zero money for the first year.
Yeah.
But it's for fun. We do
It
it
is.
for you guys. We do it for the listener
Yeah. The fans. We do it for
and
the
for our
fans.
ego, maybe a little bit.
When
But
I was
anyway,
on the
Bemidji.
treadmill today.
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
When I was on the treadmill today thinking about just stories at Bemidji State, I think we talked about this in our first episode, is just like the Halloween moment that we had where you were a Grandpa Aaron, Kari was a Sundrop girl, and I was a Girl Scout, and we like, took that fucking picture. Oh my god!
I know. We have
just
a lot
had
of
so much fun.
We did. College was a lot. We had like very much a classic college, like best 4 years of your life experience, I feel like.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I was in even when
and
you were
all your
talking
house
about-
parties, Aaron.
They weren't my house parties.
Oh, your friends' house parties
friend.
that I invited myself. I
just was there. The ones I tried to plan were always lame.
Oh.
Remember when I had a Cinco de Mayo party, Kari, and it was like me, you, Laura Duscher, and then we were just way too sober. It was like way too planned.
Oh my god. At your house?
It was at the ranch, yeah.
Oh. I guess I don't really. It wasn't super memorable.
It really wasn't.
That's
glad I didn't go.
Yeah. But Bemidji as a town, like I think that's one of the appeals about, or like what was nice about going to college in a small town is that like, you know, the school is right in town. It's part of the community. It's not separate, and like, you know, it was really easy getting involved outside of campus in town. You know, like we all had jobs off campus, and it's really easy to get like internships at local businesses. And there's just a lot of good partnerships like that in town, which I think is great for the university. And it's just like this cute little town on a lake, and it's perfect in the summertime. I mean, summer, you can't beat like summer in Bemidji.
That was probably the best thing that I did was decide my sophomore year that I was going to just stay there throughout the summer. It was so much fun playing volleyball.
Yes.
Beer volleyball. That was the best.
Yeah. Where was that
Volleyball
place that I
league.
joined your team, Aaron?
Wilton Liquor Store.
Oh
that
my
place was great.
God.
The Wilton Liquor Store volleyball.
I was on 2 summer volleyball teams that year, and I had never been so drunk in my life.
They had dollar Bud Lights. Like
Dude,
to think
so
about
good.
getting a beer for $1 is just insane to me.
Yeah.
Even like $2.50 you call it's at Keg. Like that's an insane deal. Like you can get a Jack and Coke for $2.50.
For $2.50. Yeah. That's
like $10-11 on Broadway.
Keg and Cork was by far my favorite bar in college. It was just, I loved just upstairs, you know, was always chill, you know, quote unquote chill.
People,
and you got
like,
to control the
sitting at
music.
tables and
yeah. And you got to like play your songs on the jukebox or whatever, and then dance by there. And then if you really wanted to rage, you went downstairs, which was really great when, you know, you're freshly 21, 22, and you don't care about how hot it is and sweaty and like touching people and whatever.
Yeah.
But not even like pre-COVID, like even going there as a few years later as an adult, I don't want to like dance by people ever.
Don't
I just want to dance by myself. I'm more of a solo dancer.
Brooke's more into like putting on a show now.
Yeah. I like to put on shows for people.
It's not a group activity anymore.
Gosh, how many times did you guys
like to get lost
slip down those stairs at Keg?
Oh, I know. It was dangerous.
So many times.
Dangerous. Like you had to hold on to the railing.
Oh yeah.
Well, and the fucking floor downstairs, the dance floor.
Yeah.
There was one time where Allison and we went day drinking, and at the time the bar that was near there, I mean all the bars are near there, it was 209 at their old location, and they had 2-for-1s from 4 to 6. And our favorite bartender, Sheena, shout out to Sheena, she's on Instagram, she's so beautiful. She would make Alice and I these sexy paradise drinks. They were orange juice, pineapple, I don't know, they were just so good, and we downed like 3 of them each. And then happy hour was ending, so we ordered 2 orders of 2-for-1. So we'd get 4 more. And they were like, no, you are cut off because we got so drunk. So then we went over to Keg and Cork and went downstairs, and it was like 6:30 at this point, so early. And I don't know why they had the dance floor open, but it was open, and we were just dancing our asses off. And Allison fucking like falls on the ground, and I peed myself. I was laughing so hard. It was just us 2 in the basement. Oh my God, we were shit shows.
I feel like
you can really hurt yourself there.
You can. There's so many memories that I have of like us 3 like being the first people down there and just going ham on the dance floor.
Yeah,
just us 3.
8:30 p.m. Like, let's go, Bemidji. Where are y'all at?
Where are you at?
I love dancing. Like, I just can't wait to go dance again.
That was very much part of like college party life that I didn't understand. Or like when I would go back home to St. Cloud and hang out with friends who went to St. Cloud State and they like lived on campus and then would walk downtown, is like people would drink and party at people's houses until like 11, like 10:30, 11, and then go downtown for like a few hours. And I'm like, what are we waiting for? Like, I want to dance now. I'm drunk now. I'm ready to party now. Like, why are we all still just like in this house hanging out when we could be at the bar dancing? Like, I want to be in bed at 1. I'm gonna be tired.
I love how Bemidji, like all the bars had their happy hours just like coordinated.
Yeah,
like,
that was smart of them.
209 for 2-for-1s until like, what was it, 10:30, 11?
Mm-hmm.
It was like 9 to 11,
I think.
9 to 11. And then once 11 hit, you would go to Keg and Cork because they would have 250 call. It's like they probably had them all day.
Probably the rest of the night. Yeah.
And so then we would all like, it was literally just like a flock of college students going from one bar to the next.
Totally.
The Toasties.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then before Toasties got shut down, Keg would close at 1, but Toasties was up until 2. So then at like 1 a.m. it was like a mass exodus of like people walking across the street to Toasties.
And then you'd always give Russell a big high five or a hug.
You had to give Russell
Why am I
a high
talking
five
to this dude?
Russell. Oh my God. And for our listeners who don't know what Toasties is, it's a bar called, I mean, it was a bar,
like
like
an underground bar, basically,
called the Toasty Beaver. And you only went there at at 1 o'clock in the morning.
1 a.m.
At 1 o'clock in the morning. That's the only time you went. If you went there anytime before, why are you there?
Unless
I remember like people telling me, oh, I ate lunch at Toasties. I'm like, ew, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like when you walked in there, it smelled like bleach and like blood. It was just, it was so gross.
The best was like walking into the bathroom and like, oh, I don't really know if the sink is going to work or the urinal or.
There was never any toilet paper in the woman's bathroom.
Oh, it was so sketchy, that place, but thankful for it. Not for
I was
long.
going to say, unless you're an aspiring country star like Aaron, who plays there every Wednesday evening.
Dude, freshman year, I literally went around I don't know where I got this confidence from freshman year, but I just walked into every single bar downtown Bemidji and was like, hey, I play country music. Can I come play at your bar? And they were like, no, we don't do live music. and Bridges was like, yeah, you're not really our vibe. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
That checks out.
And then I got to Toasties and the owner there, and they were like, yeah, sure. Why not? Like, we won't pay you the first time and we'll see how it goes. And the dude fucking loved me. And he was like, you can play 4 hours, whatever, and I'll pay $50. And I'm
you were like, done.
Hell yeah, $50 a week. Done. So I did that, and it was my beer drinking money all freshman year.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
And the great thing about Toasties too, it was always the central place where you met at the end of the night. If you got, disconnected from your friends, you ended up with another friend group or whatever, you knew that you would find your friends at Toasties to go home at the end of the night. You never had to like discuss like, oh yeah, we're gonna be at Toasties, like meet us there at 2 p.m. 2 a.m.
I don't think there was ever a time where like it's the end of the night and it's time to go home and I'm like searching for who needs to come home with me.
No,
you know, it was like you knew exactly where everyone was because everyone was at Toasties. You just had to wrangle everyone into the sober cab.
And what kids nowadays at Bemidji don't get to experience is the struggle of finding like a cab back
my
home.
God.
I know they have Uber and Lyft now.
Jeez. And
I don't think they have a lot of them though, do they? Or do they?
I don't know. I haven't tried using it in a while. I'm guessing there's more now that it's actually a school year. I think I tried using it last summer, like one time, and I think there was only like one little car driving around on the map, but I'm guessing there a few more people have gotten into it.
But yeah, those cabs were something else.
Yeah, well, because there's only like
taxi.
444 taxi. Like there was literally one taxi service, and they had like two vans or something.
Yep. God, those guys I bet made bank.
And yeah, so most of the time, if you lived on or near campus, like Bemidji's downtown isn't far from campus or where a lot of like residential off-campus housing is. So you usually, unless it was like dead of winter, you were usually better off just walking home instead of waiting for a taxi. Like you'd walk home and get there faster than you would waiting for a taxi ride.
I lived in the boonies, so
yeah,
I had to take a cab. Couldn't walk that.
No.
Or find a random stranger to drive us back, which happened many times.
Yeah, well, and it was just asking strangers for a ride.
And it was so shitty. Was it our junior year or senior year where the city of Bemidji made that law that you couldn't
leave your
parking lots
overnight?
Oh yeah,
that was dumb.
So shitty. Like, let's promote
awful.
Drinking and driving for real, because
let's penalize people for making the correct choice, which is leave your car downtown if you have had too much. Oh my God, I was so mad about that.
You always had to park by the either by the Minnesota Nice Cafe and just walk, or there was like a seed store or something, a co-op. I'd park by that all the time. Pro tip. Probably all changed by now.
Yeah, I think it's the street parking is still like they'll ticket you if you leave your car on the street overnight. I don't know how strict they are about like the actual lots anymore, but I don't have to think about it because I just park my car at my work parking lot, which is downtown. My whole life is downtown.
Does your apartment have like a parking space for you, or is it just street parking?
No, it's just street parking. There's a garage below our apartment, but the owners use it as kind of like a shop or whatever. So we can't, like, technically that would be a parking space for people who live here, but the new owners were like, nah, you can't use that, which is fine.
When I lived downtown, you just had to buy a parking permit for one of the lots. Like,
and it's not expensive.
No, it was $25 for the year or something. It wasn't
super cheap to park.
Anything. It was nice.
You lived above Toasties.
Brooke did. Oh, what a time.
Did it reek?
No, I mean, our apartment was disgusting, and you always heard just a bunch of people, just like when you stay at Kari's, you know, it's just, you live downtown. It's just something you have to deal with drunk people yelling and loud music and shit. But I had a good time. I mean, we did kind of what Kari described, because I wasn't in college anymore when I lived up there. I had just graduated, so I was just working full time. And me and my roommates would just pass a bottle of vodka and get shit faced until like 11:30 p.m. And then we would just go down to Toasties and dance because I mean, I was just at the bar all the time when I, like, my last year. Oh my gosh. living in Bemidji. It's like living downtown is great, but when you are young and you're just like coming out of your college phase and you don't know how to control yourself,
your urges to drink.
And it's like you feel like you're still in party mode, you know, but you're actually like trying to be a working professional. It's not a good space. It didn't work out for me. So.
Well, and to be fair, I mean, I think that's a hard transition no matter where you go after college, because I felt the same way in Minneapolis, like, except I was partying in Minneapolis where it's very expensive to be going out every night drinking and like, yeah, because you're just like, how do you adult? Like, what do you mean? I have this
and then you like are hungover and you go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved back home with my parents, like a lot of millennials. And so I didn't really do a whole lot of drinking.
I was gonna say, like, there probably weren't a lot of people who you wanted to go party with.
Yeah, that was the key word, wanted.
Yeah.
So I just worked and saved my money, which was nice. And then I got to Nashville and blew it all.
Yeah.
What are your guys' favorite restaurants in Bemidji?
Well, favorite food. I mean, I would say like the best meal you can get in town is probably at Tutto Bene. But I would say for just like everyday dining, like truly Bridget's, I think their food, everything on the menu is good. You're going to have a good meal no matter what. And then Rutgers. I love Rutgers food. I like going out there, especially in the summertime.
My number one is, no surprise, Mi Rancho.
Oh,
the best,
of course.
Best Mexican restaurant I have ever been to. I've been to so many Mexican restaurants, lived in the Minneapolis area, traveled all over.
It's the best queso for sure.
It's the best queso, and the best like Mexican food I've ever, like Tex-Mex Mexican food I've ever eaten. It's so good, and their service is so wonderful. They are so quick.
Fast.
They're great.
I've never had a bad experience at Mi Rancho ever.
I don't think I have either, actually.
And Margarita Mondays, you just can't beat it.
Can't.
I miss it. Oh, we are gonna go there after 75 hard. I need to make a list.
Gosh, I'm gonna eat. I loved like Slim's. That was probably my
Slim's
go-to.
burgers are so good.
They were voted best burger in Bemidji.
They're so
Slim's
good.
Bar.
And I just love the vibe of that bar so much.
Yeah. And now they have Jake's Pizza, which is my favorite pizza in town, which is actually technically in Turtle River. But they have really good pizza, and they have like some that you can just buy frozen and take home, or you can buy them like, they call it par baked, where it's like they'll bake it just like a little bit, but then it's like you bring it home and like finish cooking it, and it's just fresh, and you can get whatever style you want. And and now Slim's carries a couple of them, and they're so good.
This is also basic. Well, Slim's isn't basic, but I've been like craving Green Mill.
Oh my God.
Lately. And I know it's like a chain, but like
it's a good chain though.
They have like those, they're like coconut chicken tenders or something.
Chicken. Oh, so good.
I've been craving that lately.
Yeah, Green Mill wings are good, and good pizza.
They have the best Sunday. It's happy hour all day on Sundays. I don't know if they still do that, but God, I remember when I worked there, that sucked.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you worked at Green Mill.
Yeah, I was only for like a month. Oh, but yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention about Slim's is that they chill their beer glasses, or glasses that they serve your drinks in, and having that with a gin and tonic is just so delicious.
Just an icy gin and tonic.
Oh, so
Harry's like, don't pour your beer in there.
I know. I'm like, it's terrible for like a good beer, but I guess if you're just having like a Coors Light, like, it's great. It's lovely.
Oh, and the popcorn.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Free popcorn anywhere. Like, I mean,
free popcorn at Keg, free popcorn at Slim's.
Now, if you
and free peanuts.
If you ever walked downstairs to the basement and just grabbed a handful of popcorn
on the way
down, you're immune from COVID.
Honestly. And we all have done that.
We've all
just
done it.
A handful of popcorn.
I mean, honestly, it's probably cleaner than the bowls.
I guess. Yeah.
That
But
was
except for when
stretch.
you picture everyone else's drunk, sweaty hands going into the popcorn.
Well,
Ugh.
and it's the same for the fucking peanut bucket too. Like
Yeah,
people were putting their
for
hands in
sure.
that.
Yeah,
Peanuts.
Ugh,
Well,
but
I
they
always
were
forget
so
about the
good.
peanuts.
I do too.
They're by
The
the
funny thing about
darts.
Keg and Cork is, so both my parents went to BSU, and like my grandma and my great grandma went to BSU. So there's like
What a
all
legacy.
my family, such a good legacy of
The
Bemidji State
Claftons.
The
alum.
Clafton legacy.
And my mom and dad went there, and they were back like when I graduated. We all went out with our parents, and it was a lot of fun. And my mom and dad were like, Keg and Cork is exactly the same as they left it. So I love that. I think that's so cool.
I like that too.
I think
Legacy.
another favorite memory is when Kari and I lived at 121 24th Street
Oh yeah,
behind the Blockbuster, and
R.I.P.
we just had the best parties. We
Yeah,
had
our
a
walls were
housewarming
soundproof.
party. Or what else did we do? We did a Christmas sweater
Halloween,
party,
Christmas sweater party.
Halloween. The cops were called a few times.
But just kind of let it slide. Like there weren't really any
I mean, we
consequences.
never really did anything horrible. We were just loud, you know.
Mhm.
So
I feel like at the time, weren't we all like legal drinking age by the time you guys were
Nope.
there? No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I suppose that was my sophomore year, so no.
Nope. I turned because like we moved in summer of 2012 and I turned 21 November of 2012 and I was like the oldest of the group. So
yeah.
no. To answer
God,
your
I
question.
remember like feeling so left out when you could go to the bar.
Oh, that's right. But it was also like boring because you guys couldn't come to the bar.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I didn't go unless it was like with student senate people.
Yeah.
Or John or Allison.
Me and Aaron would just sit up BBs.
Yeah.
February birthdays.
Pisces.
Shout out to all the Pisces.
Yeah, it's not Pisces season anymore, but it was.
I know. What season is it now?
I don't know what's after Pisces.
Aries?
Capricorn?
I have no idea. I saw a meme.
We should know. What's Kara?
Oh, God.
I saw a meme that was like, it was like the text bubbles, and it was texting your mom, and it was like, what time was I born? And the mom responds like, stay away from her, she's batshit if she's asking this.
Yeah.
The sign after us is Aries.
I was right.
Wow.
I don't know much about Aries, but we should totally have my sister on here. She's into astrology and zodiac signs,
horoscopes.
Yeah.
I would love to have Abby on to give us our horoscope readings.
She knows all about the signs. I don't know how she remembers all of it, but
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
What else do we have about Bemidji besides what combat
Kari,
you guys would get?
Oh yeah.
What combats?
I always got the blue combat because they only had blue and red at the time.
Yeah, they have like grape now and green.
Orange?
And green, yeah.
You can get orange, maybe.
I got
they really got creative. Oh, my other thing about Keg and Cork is like me and Kari would walk into the door, and the bartender at the time, do you remember him, Jeremy? He had like a beard.
I didn't really. I spent more time at Bridget's.
Yeah.
Truly. Like,
well, maybe you didn't.
I didn't like know the bartenders at Keg. Like,
oh, well, he would see me like at the door, you have to get carded every time you go in there.
Yeah.
Even though they know everybody.
And he would just like place 2 tall vodka Red Bulls. I know it's awful for you guys. Don't drink them. But 2 vodka Red Bulls ready because it was, $2.50 or whatever. So
he just knew.
He just knew. And then I would never ever pay my tab. I would
Oh,
pay it.
I'm sure they
I would-
appreciate that.
Well,
Automatic
would-
20%.
well, they would close it out, and then
Yeah.
after a while, I would just give them like a $20 tip or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. I feel like I paid in cash mostly when I was down there. I don't know
Smart.
why.
I mean,
Probably
it's
just-
smart.
Well, there was a
Instead
Wells
of trying to-
Fargo downtown.
Oh
which
yeah,
was so
that's not there
nice.
anymore. Yeah, there used to be just like an ATM right in the middle of all the bars.
I was pissed when they moved that.
I know. It's too bad.
So is there no Wells Fargo there anymore?
No,
Mm-mm.
I mean there's one uptown by Target, but
Is there another bank that came in?
I think it's a bank, some kind of financial place. Yeah. And I mean, there are other ATMs, like that little security bank that's like closer to the Carnegie Library. Like they have an ATM and there's an ATM at Riverwood. It's just not like the one right by the bar.
Kari, what's it like moving back when you move back to Bemidji to your college hometown and
Yeah. I
you
was gonna
know
ask that too.
partying all the time and then coming to Bemidji for your career? What was the differences and how did you handle that change?
Well, I went into it knowing like it's gonna be different, especially because I mean, I knew a couple different people who were still in town, but really the only person who I like knew well enough to be like, hey, let's hang out was Mealhouse, which was great and fine. And then my roommate who I moved in with, like I got along with her great. And like I've actually like never had horrible roommates, even if they were strangers. I've been lucky that way. And so like I got along with her and we would go out once in a while, but we were just kind of at different points too. Like she was older and she's like, I'm really not like go out and party every weekend. And I was like, that's fine. And so it took me a long time to like get a group of friends who I felt comfortable being like, hey, let's hang out. And like Polly, who I live with now, I knew her in college from like hanging out at Bridget's and she was friends with Dylan. And like all these other people who we like had classes with, but we weren't like close friends in college. So I remember seeing her at Bridget's when I had moved back and I was just like, oh my God, hey. And she was like, hey, like just being nice. And I was like, we should totally hang out sometime. Like I'm back in town. And she was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And then like, I would never like hear from her or anything. And then I remember one time, like a few weeks later, I saw her and I was like, seriously, like, can I have your number? Like, I want to hang out. It's like, I want us to hang out sometime. And she was like, oh, okay. So then I started hanging out with Polly a lot. But really what got me like just more social and like meeting more people was getting my job at the brewery, which I didn't get until like the next year. Like I moved here in 2017 and then I started working at the brewery like March of 2018. So then just having that job and like meeting all those coworkers and then working in just such a social setting, like I saw more people who it's like, oh yeah, I know them. And you just like reintroduce yourself into friend groups and stuff. So that was really the turning point for me. Like the first year was challenging in the sense that like it was comfortable enough because I had people to socialize with and hang out with, but I didn't feel like I really had like a friend group yet. And but that all changed. And then it really did get better too when the first roommate moved out because she rented a house closer to her work, and then Ayla moved in. And
Shout out Ayla.
Yeah, and
it was a good time.
It was a good time, and like again, it was just one of those situations where I knew Ayla and like we had mutual friends in college, but when I moved into town, I would never think to like ask Ayla to hang out just because I didn't know her that well. But then when we became roommates, it was like, oh my God, we have so much common. This is so much fun. Let's go on trips together. Oh my God. Like, and then a lot of her friends like became my friends and we all just kind of like found a friend group together, which was really fun.
It's definitely like an adjustment moving somewhere and not
it
like,
takes time.
It does. And it's that time is like so hard. But yeah, is there a lot of like people that you went that like graduated the same year as you in Bemidji still?
Yeah, I recognize a lot of people either from my grade or your grade,
Okay.
like the year right below us. So yeah, and I feel like I recognize more people who end up like moving back or getting jobs here again. Um, yeah. And what made it harder too is that at my full-time job, I was like the youngest and the only single person, which is still, I'm not the youngest anymore, but I'm still like the only single person. So like even at like staff social gatherings where they would like bring their family or their significant other, is always just like, and then there's me. So like it was like I go to work and I don't really like have like quote like work friends, and then like I would come home and had a lot of like just nothing to do in the evenings and weekends and stuff. Like, and yeah, the first year I was driving back to the cities a lot to hang, because when I left the cities, all my friends had moved there, like high school and college. All those friends were in the cities when I left. So I took a lot of trips back there the first year I moved back up here, but it just takes time.
Yeah. I was thankful to have I worked at a credit union down here, and I feel like most credit unions have a lot of younger people that are working there, like getting their door into banking or foot in the door.
Sure.
So that was nice because, I mean, if you're younger, you're more likely to like want to go out and stuff like that. So, and then now transition to the bank I'm working at, and it's like they're all like have families and are old, and I'm like, God, I would lose my mind if I moved to Nashville and started working here. Like
now
that I don't have like people outside of work to hang out with.
Mm-hmm. And I will say the nice thing about living in Bemidji at this point in life, like me and my group of friends talk about this all the time, like to be where we're at, like late 20s, early 30s, like this community just really lends it. I think this is a great community for young professionals. I think there's a lot of opportunities. Like the community is very like entrepreneurial, supportive, and like there's a lot of resources for people who want to start a small business in town, and there's a lot of people willing to share knowledge and support local. So I like that a lot. And like it just, I feel like there's so much in this community that just like aligns with my values, that like now after I've been here for so long, and now I do have like a little community and a group of friends, and I love my job and my part-time job at the brewery, like it would be really hard to leave this and try to recreate that again somewhere else. So I feel
We need to get a trip, all of us, back up to Bemidji. Are they doing a big homecoming thing next year?
I hope so. Yeah, I think you guys should plan on homecoming 2021 for sure.
I can't
That's
wait for the street
another
party.
big event for all of us. We love celebrating BSU homecoming, and every year since we were in college and graduated, we've gone to the Bemidji homecoming events, except for last year, of course. But I still have so much fun, and it's one of the highlights of the year always. And I love how our friend group from college gets together, and just to see everyone else that you went to college with that you kind of forgot about, that you're like, oh yeah, like I remember you. It's really fun. It is like a typical homecoming, like class reunion feeling kind
of. It's
of
crazy because like my friends that went to other schools, they're like, you're going back for your college homecoming, and I'm like, yeah, that's what you do. And they're like, oh, I would never go back to mine. I'm like, what?
I was gonna say that, like, any of my friends who went to other schools, I never hear about people like going to their college homecoming, but like without a doubt, like our friend group from college and just a lot of other years, like there's a lot of alumni who come to Bemidji homecoming every year, like a lot of groups of friends from all years and all decades. It's very much a tradition.
I love that.
The street dance.
The
Once
street
a
dance,
beaver,
kegs
always
and
a
eggs.
beaver, man.
Everyone
Yeah.
sucks but us.
So this podcast episode has been sponsored by Bemidji State.
To get 10% off your college admission.
To get 10% off at the bookstore.
Oh yeah.
To get 10% off at the C3 store.
It's called the Lodge now.
To get 10 free beaver bucks.
I used to work at the C3 store.
Did you really?
Oh,
Yeah.
funny.
I was I did like a marketing internship with Aramark. This is the dumbest internship not the dumbest. I was interned at the Sanford Center, and that was pretty dumb. But
don't burn any bridges,
I
Aaron.
was gonna say,
fine.
come on.
They're all gone. They're all gone.
That's true. I'm sure anyone you worked with at the Sanford Center isn't there anymore.
And it's not like they got me a job anywhere. So, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I worked at Airmark. My boss was legit though. She was great, Lacey. And
shout out to Lacey.
Shout out to Lacey.
But she knew it was just kind of like, why is this kid here? Like I had to like run a promotion to get people buy more beaver bucks. And I'm like, who's gonna buy more beaver bucks?
We already have fucking enough. Oh my god.
It's part of your meal plan. You get the meal plan with the beaver bucks.
Beaver bucks.
Well, and you have to buy so many sweatshirts in order to spend all your beaver bucks.
Oh yeah, freshman year, I bought all my family's Christmas presents at the C3 store with beaver bucks.
If you don't use it, you fucking lose it, man.
It's true. Yeah.
That's how they get you on the freshman 15.
I didn't gain the freshman 15.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were a workout.
I was psycho working out,
eating salads, working out every day.
Oh god,
Loved
I gained it. All that
I
year.
I like gained it eventually, but it wasn't freshman year. It was like when we lived at 121 24th Street.
Oh yeah.
It was
yeah. And then we lost all that.
And then we lost it because we broke up with our boyfriends, and then we started working out twice a day. And then we went to Vegas for spring break. Revenge body.
I was just talking to Mick. Like he read some meme that he found today, and it was like, it's super windy out. Be careful for your exes or something. Oh, like there's trash blowing around. Don't run into your exes. And I was like, well, you're my ex.
Yeah. So
are you trash? No, he's not.
Anyway. Also, shout out to Bemidji.
Yeah.
My water bottle.
Cute. Paul Bunyan. Oh yeah. A fun fact for listeners who have never been to Bemidji or don't know about Bemidji, home of Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox. It's kind of a big deal.
Undisputed.
Yeah. The greatest statues. You have to go take a picture by the statues.
Yeah. I'm still pissed they didn't put in a selfie stand.
I know. I just brought that up a few weeks ago.
That was you guys when that was I mean, I was still in the cities when that whole debacle went down, but like listening to how that city council meeting went down and just like reading Carl Sewell's tweets about it, I was like, this sounds like a Parks and Rec episode. It sounds like people were up in arms about like the city wanting to put a boulder in front of Paul and Babe so people could take selfies, or like put like a timer on a camera to take group photos in front of Paul and Babe. And you would have thought like they were gonna like demolish something or like totally burn the town down and rebuild it. And it was like people were just like so upset and so heated, and like the city ended up like canceling their whole landscaping project because people were so upset.
Oh my gosh.
Don't mess with tradition, man.
No. I know. I remember it was like a big thing when like the city voted to allow them to like put a jersey on Paul or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for hockey day.
Yep. Yeah. No, I was gonna bring something up too, but I forgot. I'll think of it later. But
episode 5.
Episode
yeah,
5.
we can recap on a different episode.
I remember now. I remember.
Oh, okay.
It was remember Dragon Boat? I had so much fun doing Dragon Boat.
The Dragon Boat Festival. That's still kind of like one of the most fun events they do in the summertime. There's a lot of fun stuff they do in the summer now. Like Mississippi music. So every Wednesday night, there's live music down by the waterfront. Fingers crossed it happens this year. Obviously, it got canceled for COVID, but that's awesome. And like the brewery sets up down there and they sell beer, and it's every Wednesday night. And then there's the water carnival, like around the 4th of July, and they do art in the park, which is a big deal, kind of just like a big craft fair with different vendors. And then, yeah, the Dragon Boat Festival in like first weekend in August is kind of like the last big summer event. And that's really fun. And yeah, we were all on a team when we were in school.
Yeah.
We were on the Bemidji State Dragon Boat team.
They do a dragon boat race in Nashville too, I feel like. And I wanted to sign up my branch that I worked at the credit union, but
that's awesome.
Of course they were like, we're not spending the money.
They do dragon boat races in a lot of different states. It's like a big thing. When I went to Las Vegas, we stayed in Henderson, and the hotel we stayed at, we like went there and there was this whole dragon boat festival going on, like with races and everything. And I was like, oh my God, I used to race.
Yeah. When we first lived in Bemidji and we were on the team, when they first started talking about the Dragon Boat Festival, I thought it was just like a random tradition that Bemidji made up years ago. And they just like invented these dragon boats. But no, yeah, it turns out it's like basically another sport that like people do all over.
So much fun. I even got my photo on the wall in one of the hallways.
Oh yeah, BSU.
Yeah. So if you see me, if you go,
if you guys go to our campus, you might very well see our faces on the wall.
We were just so involved.
We were
crazy.
I was like halfway involved. I like wanted to be involved, but also didn't want to be involved. It was the Pisces in me.
No, well, yeah, because you're a Pisces man. Those are the worst. Pisces men. Sorry, Aaron.
Very
Pisces men
from
are
Pisces
not
men.
good.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just like, but really. No.
Anyway. Yeah. Oh, Aaron, you're an exception to the Pisces.
Thank you.
Men.
Thank you.
All
I believe in it so much.
All right, guys.
Thank
you so much for listening. Yes,
so.
This is a wrap. What else are we going to talk about?
Done here.
Brooks has to go eat her lettuce wraps or something.
I need to go walk on the treadmill again.
Guys, I'm so happy that I've 2 days in a row, I've gotten everything done before like 8 o'clock. And it's been amazing.
Good. Yeah. So productive. 75 hard.
Last week, it was like 11, 12 o'clock at night when I'd be finishing.
Getting your second workout in. Yeah.
Well, if this isn't a Minnesota goodbye, I don't know what is.
Yep. That's right. Welcome.
All right. And that's Bemidji.
Make sure you subscribe and follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
And send us your pictures of you at Bemidji State if you're an alumni.
Yeah. Or if you
post
guys
them on our story.
If you guys end up visiting Bemidji, honestly, if you're a Minnesotan and you haven't been to Bemidji yet, check it out.
What are you waiting for?
Tag us in your pics. #Paul and Babe. #visit Bemidji. We love this town.
DM Kari. Show you a good time.
Yeah. Meet you at Bridget's.
For a salmon salad. A walleye salad.
A salmon.
All right. Love you guys.
All right. Bye.
Peace out, y'all.